Hello and welcome. I'm Chris McManus from McManus Asset Finance. This is your business finance partner, a regular check-in where we talk through what's really going on in your business, how finance can support it, and what to watch out for along the way. Let's get into it.
Hello and welcome to Your Business Finance Partner. I'm Chris McManus of McManus Asset Finance. In this episode, I want to talk to you about something that is probably one of the most important things that you can do to ensure you get the best price finance every time. And this information will save you literally thousands of pounds over your business career. It'll help you get the funding you need, and it could transform your business. And it's something that gets, I believe, overlooked an awful lot when I deal with businesses who are seeking financing. And it's very, very simple if you get it right. And it's this: financial information, the best ammunition we have as brokers. And remember, when we access the market for you to secure you finance, we're going in, if you like, to battle, and we need good ammunition. And the better the ammunition, the better result we're going to get for you. And so that'll typically be your financial information. This will be your accounts, your management accounts and bank statements, debtor list, and those sort of things that will be helpful when we build the story, the financial story of your business when we're applying for financing on your behalf. A lot of businesses look at accounts and filing accounts as a obligation rather than something that actually can help drive their business's success. What do I mean by that? Let's take a business that has a financial year end, a limited company that has a financial year end at the end of December. Every limited company has to file their accounts 9 months after the year end. So that means that this company has until the end of September to file their accounts and pay any corporation tax that's due. And rather than see this as an absolute deadline, a lot of companies will see that as almost like having to hand in their homework. You know, they leave it to the last minute. And so they might set about getting their accounts organised in August, September time and get it filed just before they need to pay their corporation tax bill. What does this mean if you're looking for finance? And what does it mean in terms of how you're running your business? If you don't have a clear handle on your financial position as a business all the time, how can you possibly ensure you're making the right decisions for your business? At the end of December, you should have a good idea of where you are financially as a business, what your profit is, what your cash position is, and what your tax position is likely to be. And if you can do that, you're always going to be in a strong position in terms of generally managing your business, managing your cash flow, planning for your future, but also if you need to secure funding. Because at the end of December, you should be in a position to be able to produce relatively accurate management accounts for that financial year that can help us as brokers go to market, present a business to lenders that is showing that they are on top of their numbers, they are well managed, well organised as far as their financial affairs are concerned. And then it makes an incredible difference then to funders' confidence in terms of making their funding decision. The counterbalance, of course, is that if you're not looking at your finances because you don't need to pay your accounts till September, you don't know where you are. And what you're looking at is a picture of your business 9 months ago. So if you have a corporation tax liability that is much higher than you've anticipated for, you've got no time to react to that. And you're then reactive rather than being proactive. And so rather than see your accounts as something that's an administrative burden, something you have to get done to pay the tax man, I'd urge you to think about it as something that you should be making a fundamentally vital part of how you run your business anyway, whether you ever seek financing or not. By staying on top of your finances, making sure you get management accounts prepared, you'll know where you are, you'll know your cash position, and you can anticipate problems much more earlier in the cycle. We see too often businesses who are making decisions late on old information, dated information that's no longer valid. And that can have a big impact then in terms of the success or viability of their business, let alone their ability to secure financing. And so I'd ask you this question. Your accountant that you have now is probably the most important person or partnership you might have as a business. They know everything about the financial position of your business, or they should do if they're doing their job properly. But if your relationship with your accountant is very much a case of simply filing your accounts at year end and telling you how much tax you've got to pay, that's not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for administration and just getting things done because they have to be done. There are some fantastic accountants out there that are very client focused, very growth focused, and will assist your business's growth through ensuring that your financials are up to date and that you've got a clear understanding of where you are from a profit position a cash position, and from your cash flow moving forward. And so if you haven't got that relationship with your accountant at the moment, I would recommend that you ask them whether they can provide those extra services. A lot of the time when we are dealing with clients, it'll sometimes come up if we ask for management accounts to support an application, we'll get told that they don't produce them. Now, my argument's always been to this is that you don't need to produce them for compliance purposes. You don't need to produce them for Companies House, but you should be producing them for yourself to know where you are. And that will cost you more money than you're probably paying at the moment. And if you see your accountant as a cost that you need to pay as little as possible, you're going to get a budget service. But if you can find an accountant that will provide those added value services for you, will get under the skin of your business and help give you that clear understanding of what your tax position is at any given moment, what your profit position is, and what your cash position is likely to be moving forward, that extra investment in your financial management of your business will pay dividends. The cost of your accountant, the extra cost perhaps of your accountant, could be dwarfed by the interest rate savings you get from securing cheaper funding by being able to produce a much tighter financial position of your business. When we go to market, we are asked for as much financial information as possible. And obviously, depending on the transaction size, this will vary. So typically, latest accounts, management accounts, bank statements, they're the three main things that typically we're asked for. And if we're producing full accounts that are produced in good order, often not left until the last minute, and we've got management accounts as well, it helps the lenders then assess the business properly. It can show the true reflection of the business, and it increases your chance of success multiple times over. If we've got little information to go on, accounts are being filed late, no management information, we're going to struggle, even for good, strong clients, because lenders have to lend on some information. We've referred to it as having been able to hang your hat on the evidence that you're presented with. And so with that, it's really important to think about how you're going to go about managing your financial position. What I'd also say is that once you've done it once, it becomes part of how you run your business, and you'll think differently. Rather than being a reactive state, you'll be thinking proactively. You'll be thinking strategically about where you invest your money, where you purchase assets, whether you need to go for additional contracts, and whether additional funding is required to help support those things. And it all comes back to good quality information at that point. The best deals we secure for clients are for those who have really strong financial information. And it's not necessarily just about having big profits or a strong balance sheet. It's about having timely information, up-to-date information that shows that the managers of the business, the owners of the business are in control and they know where their business is headed. So what are our top tips and takeaways from this podcast episode? First of all, prioritize your financial information. Make sure you're getting some management accounts done. Get your accounts filed quickly so you know exactly where you are, so you can plan your tax position, you understand your cash position, and you know where you're going in the months ahead. Have a conversation with your accountant. If they can deliver for you and grow with you and be proactive, you stay with them. If they can't, you need to look for a better one. These are the things that are really important to help you get the best out of your finance application and help a broker deliver for you. I've been Chris McManus. This is your business finance partner. Until next time. This has been your business finance partner with Chris McManus. If you're a UK business owner and would like to discuss your business finance options, please call us on 03300 270433 or email info@mcmanus.finance.